So what we have here is a mid-70s Mopar 383 big block. Nothing special. It came out of a pickup truck, but they are getting harder to find and spendy when you do find them in running condition. This one clearly is not. I've had it for 3 or 4 years now, and it's been locked up the whole time. I've just had it sitting underneath a tarp in the back of the lot. Right here, in the way of everything, to be precise. I got it from a friend who was leaving town a few years ago, and I've just hung on to it because there is some value there, and I have some goodies to put on it. First of all, a set of shorty headers right here. And then here in the trunk of the Impala, as you do, I have a 4-barrel intake for it, and a good carburetor sitting down in the house in warm storage. I say warm storage because, yeah, we're already back to this shit. Dragging this bastard up front to the carport on a fucking kiddie sled because the four-wheeler didn't have enough traction to move the engine hoist was not fun at all. Credit where credit's due, though. This held up quite well against that heavy fucker. Kind of rearranged everything in the yard here. This was supposed to be the Dodge row, except the fucking Thunderbird doesn't have brakes, so it kind of just ended up wherever it decided to. So yeah, I've had the motor for a few years now, and I've finally decided to tear it apart and see why it is so seized up, because the charger here, like you can tell this is a charger, right? This was originally a 383 car, so it'd be kind of cool to stick one back in it. I really want to have something in here running by next spring. Also, I got another passenger side seat for the Challenger, and another passenger side door. So I'm going to start ripping this apart just to see how fucked it actually is, if it entails needing to go to a machine shop and all that. Probably going to just get stuck back outside because I don't have the funds for that, and you can find another running big block for what that would cost in the long run. I'm no expert, but I think this is about how you're supposed to do this. I mean, leverage is leverage. Oh, well, that was not sealed, like, at all. Okay. Well, the Valley Pan has definitely seen better days. It looks like a troll doll died and is decomposing on there. I don't know what's really going on there, but yeah, that's supposed to be plugged like that. So is that. Everything's fine. Now you want to be really careful to not get any debris down in your Coke can hopping, 600 horsepower racing engine. Not that bad, really. I'm kind of surprised. All of those seem to be free. So as you can probably tell, the heads are off, and not one bolt was broken in that process. This side over here, not terrible, would probably clean up okay. These three, pretty decent. This one is going to be the problem. I will put a picture in right now because the lighting on my phone sucks. But that cylinder wall is pitted like a motherfucker. So I'm not sure. That's definitely the one that's sticking. It still doesn't roll over. I was hoping part of that was sticky valves and everything, but those were actually fine. So yeah, I guess I'm going to just need to work on this one hole and see what I can make happen. And here is the inside of the carport. You need your decor that takes up, half the walking space. I have been soaking this in diesel, ATF, pretty much anything you can think of. That cylinder's fine. That cylinder's fine. That cylinder's fine. This one, not so much. I have yet to be able to get it to break loose with a breaker bar. I have been soaking it. I've been wire wheeling the actual cylinder wall here, which is heavily pitted. I don't think this is ever going to actually build compression again in the cylinder, but I need it to rotate. So I'm going to build a mechanical press for it as soon as I find a thick enough gauge piece of steel, and hopefully that'll pop it free. Realistically, this is a boat anchor, and nobody would waste their time on it. But big block Mopar shit is it is not on the cheap side, and that charger actually came original with a 383. Now this one is a mid-70s out of a truck. We're not going for numbers matching or anything, but this will be the easiest thing to plop back in there. If it's a cylinder down, it's a cylinder down. It doesn't really fucking matter. All I need it to do is drive the car on and off the trailer it shows for now. So, yep, along with the teardown of this engine, I'm getting the front end parts for the flat charger, and that's about all the progress we've made on that so far. It's about zero out right now, so we're kind of limited on a lot of things. But then we have this beautiful 1970 Chevy Impala. Now, I am not a Chevy guy per se. I prefer Dodge products. They're just kind of a pain in the ass. But this is a really solid, buildable car, and I want this to be the go-to road trip vehicle for next summer. I finally got the title in my name for this. I don't know about your guys' states, but where I am, the DMV seems to like to purge records if a vehicle is not registered in, 20, 25 years or so. And that can make it kind of hard when you have a title and you go in to transfer it into your name and they punch it in and all the records have been destroyed, deleted, whatever. Luckily, I didn't have to go through the bonding process with this one. They were able to figure it out. But yeah, sometimes you got to do that, and it kind of sucks because you go for something that has a title a lot quicker than you do something that doesn't. Even though up here it's not terribly difficult to get a title so far, it's still an afternoon and a couple $100. So that's about where we're sitting. As I have some disposable cash, we'll start working on some of these things. A lot of the brake parts will be cheapest to get through Rock Auto and stuff, but their shipping to up here still isn't all that kind, so it's going to take a minute to gather up everything I need to do everything at once. I don't know why every time I come up here I forget that there's a Thunderbird, but I do. Anyway, I'm going to be putting together a small store connected to the channel here where I can have stickers available of the flat charger. So if anybody wants to help support the getting this piece of shit back, rolling again, you could go pick up a sticker or whatever. All the revenue generated from that, as small as it will probably be, will be put back into this heap.